The Blade is back in town. Hesse Gilmetti is taking on the Boogie Man. 42 years of age, now on Dynamite. Turns out the most relevant he was eating worms on Sci-Fi.
Bit of a shite intro there, but we'll go with it. I mean, right, ECW review.
I did a show, not this actual fucking match, mate.
The ECW review, 1st of August, you know the score, 2007. Boom, boom. We're about 2 months after Benoit killing his family.
And we'll get the more Benoit stuff later on this channel and in this vid.
So stay tuned. But we kick off the night with the Boogeyman, the new and improved, the new and eviler, just more scary as fuck looking Boogeyman. I mean, not many things scare me, but this Boogeyman's makeup is... I mean, you tell me this... You know the way WWE doing movies, so you tell me they couldn't have done a Boogeyman movie if they wanted to. You've got Kane and See No Evil. I mean, this guy could have been the next... Could have been like a movie franchise with the Boogeyman. Regardless, so he's taking on Jesse Goulet, and we knew this guy looked familiar. Couldn't really pin who it was, though. And it turns out it's the Blade from AEW. So it just goes to show you that we knew he looked a bit familiar, but we'd no idea who he was. So that kind of sums up the Blade. Here's this guy when he was like in his mid. I mean, by this stage, like you think about it, this guy at this stage of his career is essentially getting brought into ECW for one night to eat some worms and get pinned in about 15 seconds. Whereas, like The Rock, Randy Orton had already won world titles, but I mean, The Rock was almost on his fucking way out of WWE by this guy's age.
I know, insane.
And now, 15 years later, he's part of a jobber tag team in AEW. That just sums up the AEW roster to me. It's not... Let's not kid ourselves here. The AEW roster isn't full of people that are good, that if they weren't working in AEW, they'd be working in WWE, right? There's a small portion of that AEW roster I think McMahon would even consider signing. I think MJF's one. I'd say Wardlow's one, but I mean, there's not many more after that.
No, I'm thinking, I'm scanning through, apart from the other ex-WWE guys, and even then, like, a lot of them are junkies. I mean, there's nobody. This guy, definitely not. I mean, I think they're on past the eating worms gimmick anyway in WWE, but confirms to us, guys, AEW, full of jobbers and just indie, well, I was going to say indie rejects, just WWE rejects and indie bums. That's the bottom line. But the Boogeyman put the worms in his mouth. A quick wee match here. And then Matt Striker comes out. What are you doing? Why did I put on that accent? What are you doing, Boogeyman? That used to belong on National Geographic. And then we see the ropes go down like it was a rope on the weightlifting machine. Turns out it's just Big Daddy Fee entering the ring.
It's just one of Big Daddy Fee's fucking boobs leaning on the rope, and it almost caused the ropes to snap in half. Big Daddy V gets in, beats up Boogeyman for the second time in 3 weeks. So Big Daddy V leaves Boogeyman.
I'm not scared of you. I'll beat you. Yeah, I'm Big Daddy V.
Drops about 10 elbow drops on him, but I mean, these ain't elbow drops for a small guy. These are
elbow drops from a fat guy.
I mean,
he's more than fat. Like, he's a fucking fridge.
Morbidly obese. Like, let's be fucking real. Yeah. So Boogeyman wins, but he looks like a loser after.
This is the army tank with Ferrari engine. Husky Harris is the school bus with a fucking Nissan.
There's something satisfying about watching Big Daddy Fee just destroy people, though. But I'm all for it. Big Daddy Fee, Boogeyman. It's the feud that we didn't know we needed, but we want it.
We got it.
Then we move on to Elijah Burke versus Tommy Dreamer. The commentator saying, "Oh, they've got unfinished business for last week's triple threat match." Shite, Dreamer loses.
I wish the business was finished. Tommy Dreamer comes out wearing a SummerSlam t-shirt. If that doesn't sum it up, what does?
Yeah, I mean, we would have probably bet our fucking entire life savings on Burke winning this one anyway. But as soon as Dreamer comes out with a SummerSlam shirt on, you just
fuck.
No, I mean, it'd be like foul. It'd be like Sean.
Stock market crash.
It'd be like Sean Morley coming out to take on Triple H 2005 Raw, and he's wearing a Sunday Night Heat shirt. You just, you know what I mean? Like, you just know it's not going to go your way.
Your chances of winning drastically go down.
You had a 33 and 3 first chance of winning.
Biggest party of summer.
But you wear that SummerSlam shirt, and you got a minus 8.5% chance at best.
It's the fact
of beating me.
It's the fact when he came out, it looked like the sun. And I thought it was the son for the Teletubbies. I was like, it's not like it would have fucking
Would
worse.
have been better, probably. I don't know. Anyway, Dreamer loses. Elijah Express into the corner. Boom, boom, choo, choo. Elijah Burke picks up the W.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, come on, that was fucking quality.
Unlike this show. Joey Styles in interviews John Morrison. This is just...
Pillars of wisdom. While Punk's getting up at 5 a.m. to train, I'm just coming home from the palace. So, hey, alright, we get it.
Where's the palace, man?
Well, I think his point is he's fucking out drinking all night and sleeping with women, whereas Punk's getting up at 5 a.m. to train. We don't, sir.
Look at the physique on him.
We don't
argue he's the one getting up.
He's the one getting up at 5 a.m. and Punk's the one out to 5 a.m. doing drugs and shit, probably. But you know, straight edge character, apparently not.
Next up, McMahon.
Apparently, we don't sell Diet Coke at the Palace to Wisdom. Like what? But look at Morrison's body. If anything, he doesn't drink fucking Diet Coke. He doesn't drink full Coke either. Probably just drinks water.
No, milk.
I mean, Punk's the one with the fucking Pepsi tattoo, and it doesn't say Diet Pepsi.
I think we're going too much into this. McMahon.
Alright, Morrison says that after tonight that he'll beat CM Punk and no one will remember his name or whatever. Alright, then we move on. We've got McMahon advertisements. It shows you McMahon, he planned his death. That's why his limo blew up, so he wanted to know if everyone still cared.
It's a federal crime on TV.
Yeah, he's got a shitload of lawsuits against him, but he's no laying down, as McMahon never does. He's fighting them, damn it.
The government.
He says his family doesn't care. They all want a piece of the pie, blah, 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 blah. Insinuates that people were comforting Linda McMahon and that she may have been like having an affair. I mean, this is fucking rich coming for this guy. Like, and then we basically get
fuck, literally. Like fucking Benoit sandwich.
I've seen some of my closest long-term officials comfort my wife. I mean, I ain't dead on. Maybe that's what Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus and all those other ones were doing for McMahon, just comforting him. Then we see like a carbon copy. It's like McMahon, he's walking out, all the wrestlers are lined up. He walks out the door, he has a look, his limo's waiting, he walks towards the limo, he looks behind him, and it's the exact same fucking two guys that were sitting like on the
dumpster.
Like, the dumpster thing when he blew up. I mean, it's almost like they got the exact same people to reenact this scene. He's about to get in the limo, he's looking, he sits in, he's about to close the door, next minute, Coach runs up, Jonathan, Coachman. It's like, McMahon, Vince, Mr. McMahon, hands him these papers, and it turns out that McMahon has an illegitimate son, and yeah, I mean, we'll find out more, I guess, on Monday Night Raw, but unfortunately, we ain't watching Monday Night Raw, we're watching ECW. And on ECW, you get The Miz versus Balls Mahoney.
Yes, and this was a great match. Balls Mahoney doesn't take shit from...
That just proves to me he didn't watch it.
Doesn't take shit from any... He's not scared of anything, apart from the dentist. I like that line for Taz. Didn't need to watch to hear that line.
Why would he need to go to the dentist? He's fucking no teeth left.
No, he was the fucking mathist.
I thought he was going to say he's afraid of the fucking soap or something.
No. Did he get where he's going for there? Bye.
You just said you liked it.
It was alright.
Oh, alright, okay.
Miz wins, like, but I mean, were you expecting anything else?
Miz wins. Anything else happened during the match?
No, he pins him.
Anything else happen?
No, not that I recall of note. Like, I mean, did you write it down? But I can't recall.
Kelly was showing a lot of concern for Balls Mahoney during this match, but one of us watched it, the other one did not, so that's probably why.
I think you've made that up the fucking spot.
Do you want to go and rewatch it,
Not
mate?
really. No.
Oh, there you go. Take my word for it. Right, we move on. The Miz wins. Whoop-de-doo, and Taz says, "Oh, looks like Kelly's got the hots for Balls Mahoney." We then move on to Joey Styles interviewing CM Punk. Punk says that tonight Morrison will never forget the name of CM Punk. Asks him how he's going to train. He's like, "How I always train, dedication." I mean, I don't know how that worked out for you in UFC. Anyway, that's it. I mean, this Punk promo wasn't great. Neither was the Morrison one, to be fair.
But the best promo of the night's coming up, Joey.
Stevie Richards, baby.
I'm going to tell you what Extreme's being all about, boy.
Like, I know ECW has no GM at the moment, but what happened to that backstage announcer they had? She just disappeared. Why the fuck's Joey Styles having to interview everybody from commentary?
I know, but no, it's funny, right? Knowing you know someone's going to get attacked backstage, This has to be the worst example of
It's almost like Richard was looking over the corner. Right? Is he coming yet? Is he coming yet? So it's like, I'm going to show what extreme is. Kevin Thorne spears him into the Tron thing, the steel cage.
Not even a good rib though. If McMahon's like, don't fucking go over to him. I think that would have been brilliant.
And Richards is just standing there not knowing what to say.
Yeah,
like, where the fuck's Kevin?
Kevin!
Anyway, Arn Anderson comes in and breaks it up, so...
No bad. And then...
Come away, Arn Anderson.
And then, has your laptop got as much left as this match went? 14 minutes? Probably not. But
Fuck, definitely not.
14 minutes and 55 seconds on the clock it was. And like it's a continuing theme on ECW, we see another match we've always see every week. Well, not every week, but you know what I mean. It's like the fourth time we've seen it. And for the fact, like, why not have someone new go for the title? I get you can't have Burke because he's a heel, but then why can't you? Like, Punk, why not just pull the trigger with Punk? I know you could say that's what they've went for. When does Punk win the title? Does he win it soon? I can't remember.
I think he wins it in a couple of weeks.
Right, so a couple of weeks, but when you get such a shit roster on ECW, like you've literally like two people who are relevant, you need to, like Boogeyman and Big Daddy Fee, why can't they be in this feud? Is Morrison against Big Daddy Fee?
Well, let's be honest, does the Boogeyman really seem like a guy that's interested in a title?
Alright, Big Daddy Fee's interested in kebabs, but I'm sure he wants the title as well.
I mean, you say don't put Punk in it, literally who else would you?
I'm not saying don't put Punk in it, man.
Is it not right
to beat a dead horse?
Is Dreamer not the second biggest face in ECW?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Man, he comes out wearing a fucking Teletubbies t-shirt. That doesn't sum it up for you. But I mean, this is probably the best match they've had. They've had a match in Night of Champions the night after, and then they had a match at the Great American Bash. Could have been Judgment Day, but I'm going to go with Great American Bash. But John Morrison's had Punk's number the whole time. But this whole thing was, if Punk lasts 15 minutes, he gets the match anyway. So he didn't even need to beat him. You know?
Yeah, towards the end of the match, it looked like Punk was showing a lot more urgency to beat Morrison than Morrison was to beating Punk. To me, this is bad psychology.
Yeah. Don't know what they were kind of going for here. Does it show they're a wee bit green? No?
Well, I know it could just be, Punk wants to win, but in that case, it should have been, Punk has to beat him in 15 minutes.
But then it kind of goes against the whole 15 minutes of fame gimmick. Because he's like too good, and it's like, yeah, I have to beat you in the 15 minutes, not the other way about, you know?
I get that, but whatever.
They've just created a problem with this whole 15 minutes of fame works when you're taking on jobbers.
The 15 minutes of fame doesn't really work when all the face has to do is last.
Yeah, 15
Now,
minutes.
that's different if you're that's different as if it was a CM Punk against a fucking Angle or something like that, who's a wrestling machine, or a big monster that's going to kill you. But against a guy that's evenly matched.
Like, if these two are having a match at the pay-per-view, you'd expect it to go 15 minutes.
Yes.
So this is stupid logic, but Punk counters a few moves at the end. We think Morrison's going to hit his neck breaker. What's it called? The Starship neck breaker? That's what we're going to call it. Into a GTS. He looks at the clock.
Starship fucking pains the one where he does have the rope.
Yeah, no, I was joking though.
Anyway,
8 seconds to go. 1, 2, 3. After the GTS, Punk wins by 5 seconds on the clock. He's going to SummerSlam, baby.
Aye. SummerSlam, any closing thoughts? Or?
I felt like it was a very bog standard ECW. The best thing about it was something that didn't happen on ECW, and it was McMahon. I tell you what, though, I think when Punk won here, I think Styles and Taz sold it well. It felt like a pretty big moment.
Oh, he's going to SummerSlam. Biggest hanging of the summer.
Can't wait for it, but yeah, I mean, this wasn't a good show. It kicked off strong. I actually liked the stuff with Matt Striker, Big Daddy Fee, and the Boogeyman, but the promos were atrocious. McMahon stuff was alright, and the main event
I know,
was good.
but I don't really count McMahon stuff as something that happened. Like, cause it was highlights.
I know.
Are you going to count that towards the rating? I'm not. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 3. Actually, no, I'm giving it a 2. It was shite.
2.5 out of 10. That's getting into current day fucking
But
wrestling.
include the McMahon stuff, I'd probably give it like a 5.
Oh, you can't, so it's getting a fucking 2.5. Till next time. Peace.